Magandang hapon po, mga mahal na mga kababayan. Ito po tayo, balik tayo sa Iparas kay Paras. At ngayong hapon ay we are by ourselves, no? Or I am by myself, so to speak, in my lonesome. Dahil ang aking kasama ay si Paring Eli ay may pinuntahan pong isang coverage sa Davao at tayo naman ay medyo kababalik lang sa isang biyahe sa Amerika at handa po tayo na maraming i-discuss ngayon na mga punto-punto tungkol sa testimonya ni Madriaga dyan sa House of Representatives Committee on Justice. Unang-una po, nakakalungkot na masyadong nagiging politika, sobra-sobrang politika, nawala na yung legal side of an impeachment process. Kasi po, lantaran na lang na itong ating mga congressman na miyembro ng Committee on Justice ay wala nang talagang sense of wala nang sense of wisdom. Wala nang sense of determination of what is right and what is what is wrong. Kasi po dito lamang sa pinapalabas nilang testigo nagkaroon sana sila ng delikadesa. Lantaran na inaksepta nila yung isang witness. Kung pakinggan mo yung mga sinasabi na monologue, kanya lang kwento, you'll find that this guy is insane. This guy is hallucinating, talking about many things that in real life will never happen. Talking about his access to President Rodrigo Duterte, his access to the Vice President, Sara Duterte, which in real life it will never happen because, alam mo, ako for one, bilang political advisor ni President Duterte, hindi automatic yan na makakalapit ka. Hindi automatic yan na parang kapitbahay mo lang. Pero parang pinapalabas itong testigo na may katok sa ulo, itong si Madriaga, parang magkaibigan sila at masyado siyang trusted ni Duterte. Paano naman yung role ni Bongo? Paano naman yung role ni Medialdea? Who are, the protective circle. Ibig sabihin, ito lahat ng mga sinasabi niya ay nakakadirekta siya without the knowledge of Bongo. Even the highest official of the land, like Secretary Lorenzana, Secretary Anyo, Secretary Tugade, Secretary Dominguez, it's always with the presence of Bongo when it comes to people like the Department of Justice. There's always Secretary E.S. Medialdea. na naka ika nga'y nakabantay or in the presence of these people. So how can this insane person by the name of Ramil Madriaga would be able to have access directly with President Duterte and talk about money matters, talk about hundreds of millions of money na basta-basta na lang nilalabas ni PRRD sa kanya para gumawa directly by himself to do things for the president. Mga kaibigan, it's purely insanity for these people who are members of Congress to even, give this seriousness, give his, mayroon pa isang kumag na pastor, na congressman, binibigyan pa ng halaga yung pag-iyak-iyak. Sabi niya, mas nakakapaniwala. I'm not concerned with the substance of what he's saying, but I'm concerned of his shedding tears. Dahil daw doon sa insane witness na paiyak-iyak, ay nagkaroon daw ng credibility yung substance ng sinasabi niya. Kung ganon, mas bobo pa pala itong congressman na ito ng Manila, na pastor daw to, mas bobo pa pala doon sa testigo. Kasi napapaniwala siya sa testigo, sa paiyak-iyak lamang ng testigo. Now, ito po ang isang mapakinggan natin. Ito ang isang congressman na realistic yung kanyang sinasabi. Kaya yung partido niya ay hindi basta-basta ang boboto. Pinagsabihan nila ang Committee on Justice na show us na yung ebidensya na magiging basihan para idalhin sa Senado ay makakapagpaniwala sa ordinary citizen. Hindi tulad nitong kukunin natin itong testigo, walang kredibilidad. Unang-una, nakakulong. So kung nakakulong ka, lalo na, it's a heinous crime, kidnapping, and mayroon pa yatang murder, siyempre, gagawa ng maski anong gusto niyan, na maatim niya, gagawa ng maski anong gusto mong ipasabi sa kanya, para lang magkaroon siya ng leverage, maligtas siya sa kulungan. Because for all we know, the sentence in this criminal offense that he has committed ay for life imprisonment. So, kung mayroon mang may access yan, tulad ni Dilima, inamin niya, itong si Dilimaw, itong babae na mahilig sa security guard at saka driver. Inamin niya na pinuntahan niya itong Madriaga na ito. Can you imagine? Napaka walang hiya nitong babae na ito. Siyang magtatanong in the Committee on Justice, pero ano na siya? Nakipagsabuatan na siya dito kay Madriaga. Dinalaw niya sa priso. Walang sense of propriety itong babae na to. Well, anyway, wala naman talagang sense of propriety ito. Kung isa kang tao na papatol sa driver at tinanong ka ni Winnie Monsod, well, it's human. Woman's frailty. Kung sa babae pa yan, Winnie Monsod, hindi ko mapigilan yung kalibugan ko. So, walang kahiya-hiya, basta umandar na yung kanyang woman's frailty. Ha? Oo. So, these are the kind of people. Pero kung pakinggan natin si Congressman Ronnie Zamora, who is talking sense na hindi gagalaw ang kanyang partido when it comes to Madriaga, dahil unang-una, syempre, nasa piitan. Gagawa ng, maski ano yan, maski anong ipapasabi niyan para lang maligtas siya, gagawa yan. Bago natin ipalabas itong kay Congressman Puno na statement, which jives with this statement of, or with this testimony of Madriaga. Pakinggan muna natin itong unang salaysay ni Madriaga sa Committee on Justice. Ito po.
Supplemental affidavit. I, Ramil L. Madriaga of legal age, Filipino and with address at care of Annex 2, BJMP Camp Bagong Diwa, Taguig City, after having been duly sworn in accordance with law, do hereby state, 1. I am currently a detainee at Camp Bagong Diwa, Taguig City, for charges of kidnapping, criminal case number RMNL-22-05157-CR, and R-MNL-22-05158, pending before the Regional Trial Court, Branch 21, RTC Manila. 2. On November 29, 2025, I executed an affidavit which was subscribed and sworn to before Attorney Cynthia Biñas Pentonal on the same day. In my affidavit, I narrated my involvement with then President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, PRRD, his daughter Sara Duterte, Sara, other members of their family, and their close associates. More specifically, I provided a personal account of the various works I did for the aforementioned individuals, including campaign and organizing activities, intelligence gathering and sabotage, and transportation of large sums of money under the direct instructions of either PRD or Sara.
Yun po, he acknowledged the fact na siya po ay nakakulong. At bakit siya nakakulong ay siya ay kasalukuyang being charged or sinampahan ng kaso for kidnapping, which is a heinous crime. So, this is something that tayong mga ordinary people would say na, matindi ang offense niyan, kidnapping. Pero anong sinasabi ni Congressman Ronaldo Puno bilang isang matino na congressman sa House of Representatives? Ito po yung sinasabi niya.
Issue of this Mr. Madriaga, no? Tinitignan ko dito kung ano ba siya, no? I mean, kasi sabi na dito, inutusan siya ni Congressman Goles to provide security and political advice to Mayor Rodrigo Duterte din, no? So, tinitignan ko, hindi ko alam ang barangko nito, parang hindi nakalagay eh. Sabi lang niya na nag-aral siya ng law at lumagpak siya. Pero ang main thing ngayon, isang week nakakulong yan eh, di ba? Okay, ako naging DILG secretary ko na maraming taon, ano? Siyempre, yung kung saan siya nakakulong, sa Bikutan yata ito eh. No? Napuntahan ko yung preso na maraming beses. Ito sasabihin sa inyo kung ikaw nakakulong ka sa Bikutan, kahit sabihin sa'yo, nasabihin ang buwan ay itim, no? Pag nandun ka sa kulungan, sasabihin mo yung buwan itim. No? Sa madaling sabi, you have been deprived liberty nga eh. Di ba? Liberty on anything. Liberty to move, liberty to go out of that place, and even liberty to talk. You know, when we're looking at testimony coming from somebody na nasa kulungan, siguro pag-isipan natin na mabuti as representatives of the people, as district congressmen, yung si Roland, abogado, you know, pag-isipan natin talaga bang tama yan. Kasi hindi pwedeng sinabi lang itong isang nasa pihitan na ganito nangyari. Kailangan, may binabanggit siyang pangalan dito, Colonel Nicolas, kung sino yung mga iba dyan. Dapat testigo rin sila na tama yung sinasabi niya. Natotoo nga yung sinabi niyang nangyari. Diba? Marami akong nakikita problema dyan. Nag-deliver siya ng pera. No? So, yung deliver lang ng pera, una-una, hindi sa sigurado magkano talaga yon. Sinabi siya, nasa loob ng bag, linagay niya yung kotse, dinagay sa kotse, dinala niya yung kotse sa isang lugar. Tapos nawala yung kotse, kinabukasan nakita niya minamaneho ng ibang tao. O baka hiniram yung kotse, baka yung tignan niyo rin yung kanyang affidavit. Huwag na ako, no? Pag-aralan ninyo, tignan niyo kung paniwala yan. Kasi baka papupok na naman yan eh. Ano?
Yun ang tunay na assessment ng isang nag-iisip na congressman. Hindi tulad nitong may mga agenda ng members ng Committee on Justice. Lalo na itong chairman. Lalo na itong mga membro nitong Pinklawan at saka Dilawan. Walang ibang hinahangad yan maski pinakasinungaling na testigo, bubuhayin nila yan na magiging totoo ang sinasabi because ang kanilang agenda ay isa lamang na magkakaroon sila ng propaganda, propaganda na maging masama ang imahe ni Vice President Sara Duterte sa taong bayan. Pangalawa, para sila makagawa ng trump-up charges at maangat nila na maging basihan yan to determine probable cause at yun ang ilalahad nila or they will present that to the plenary at magiging basis for the voting at kung makuha nila yung 1/3 votes which most likely dahil halos lahat yan nakatimbre na lahat yan pupunta sa Senado. So these are the basis of ignoring the basic principle of truth and credibility. Paano magkakaroon ng credibility yung isang testigo? Sabi nga ni Ronnie Puno. Unang-una, dapat muna magkaroon muna ng kung talagang makatarungan at makatotohanan itong Committee on Justice. Unang-una, magkaroon muna ng psychological examination. Kasi itong sinasaysay or sinasalaysay nitong Madriaga na ito is plain insanity. Ito, pakinggan muna natin itong sinasabi niya tungkol kay President Duterte.
After I executed my affidavit, I learned that Sara denied any affiliation with me and that she has no personal or professional relationship with me. She added that she has never given me any instruction of any kind. 5. I received through my counsel a copy of complaint dated March 4, 2026, filed by Sara or BP Sara herself before the Office of the City Prosecutor, Taguig City, for perjury. In her complaint, BP Sara reiterated that she has no personal or professional relationship with me. In fact, prior to the dissemination of the Madriaga affidavit, BP Sara had no recollection of knowing, meeting, or interacting with me. 6. However, her denial of any affiliation with me is absolutely false. She lied under oath in her perjury complaint against me. Hence, I decided to execute a supplemental affidavit providing further details on the narration I made in my previous affidavit with additional accounts of other orders, tasks, or works given to me by either PRD or Sara, or BP Sara. Engagement activities with President Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Can you imagine, mga kababayan? Sino ba itong kumag na may katok sa ulo na itong testigo? Na sa dami-daming trusted ni Pangulong Duterte, unang-una si Bongo. Hindi yan humihiwalay si Bongo. Ang daming nakapaligid ni President Duterte. Paano? I mean, can you imagine kung member ka ng Congress, hindi ka ba magtatanong? Karamihan dyan had been having experience when President Duterte was still the president. Karamihan sa kanila, alam nila na pag may, ito lang kung si President Duterte ay dadalo sa isang lugar, tapos magtalumpati na sa stage, hindi ka basta-basta magkalapit. Nakapaligid yung security, yung PSG, itutulak ka pa kung lumapit ka. So how can this lowly, ugly-faced, insane person na uutusan ni President Duterte gumawa ng mga maniobra ng mga ganyan-ganyan, which is very unlikely. And yet, itong mga congressman, itong mga maleta boys, they're treating this guy as if he's talking about gospel truth. It's so far from reality. Unang-una, walang corroborating statement sinabi niya, nakapaligid siya, inutusan siya ni Duterte, nag-usap sila ni Duterte directly. O sinong testigo niya? Ano niya? Sinong andyan sa present? Hindi naman pwede yung, can you imagine, a lowly person claiming to be somebody, bigla ka na lang magpunta ka kay Duterte, kayong dalawa lang magkukwentuhan? Kayo lang dalawa? Walang ibang nakakordon? So, kung totoo man yan, sinong nakakita sa iyo? Sinong nagdala sa iyo? Because in real life, punta ka sa Malacanang or punta ka sa bahay ni President Duterte o punta ka sa isang lugar, nandoon siya. Normally, ako bilang isang political advisor, isang empleyado nung ating dating Pangulo, the normal thing that happens is that mayroong security yan. Hindi pwedeng walang, because that's mandated by law, na hindi mo pwedeng maiwanan ng isang. So, kung itong Madriaga pupunta kay Duterte, pwede kayang payagan ng security na makalapit siya by himself? At walang, so, kung ako ang congressman, kung matino akong congressman, I think the same as Congressman Ronnie Puno, I will be asking question. Mr. Madriaga, sinasabi mo, inutusan ka ni Duterte. Sino pong nagpapasok sa iyo? Sinong kasama mo? Sinong testigo mo na mapatunayan yung sinasabi mong nagkausap kayo personally? Yun pa lang. Doon pa lang sa umpisa na inutusan daw siya ni President Duterte na gumawa ng ganito. Doon naman kay BP Sara. Paano kayo nakakalapit kay BP Sara? Yung ng mga top brass ng gobyerno, they cannot just merely approach the President. They have to course it through BG, Senator Bongo, who was then the special assistant for the President. So, these are all so incredible, mga kababayan. Sana mag-isip ng matino itong mga congressman. Wag na lang isipin nila na sila ay expected ni Marcos na basta-basta bumoto na lang na hindi sila nag-iisip. Lagyan nyo naman ng konting credibility ang pagboto nyo. Kung naniniwala lang kayo, basta-basta, dyan sa tao na may katok sa ulo, kung ano-ano mga pinagkikwento, magkaroon naman kayo ng konting question sa sarili nyo na, paano naman nakapunta ito? Paano naman, sino naman? Di ba, pare? Di ba, magtatanong ka kung congressman ka, ang tanong mo kaagad, Madriaga, paano ka nakapunta doon? saan kayong lugar nagmi-meeting ni Presidente Duterte? You will ask preliminary questions to test his credibility. Kung gaano, sinong nakiging kasama mo? Kasi kung yan ang piniresenta nyo, kaya nga hindi po pwede yung mini trial na yan, mga kababayan. Because the other party has no room to raise question. Kung kayo lahat yan, sold na, mayroon na kayong plano, muro-muro na lang, paano nyo i-establish yung probable cause? Kung wala man lang pagtatanong. Ha? Kasi monologue lang itong sinasabi ni Madriaga. He has not present any witnesses or corroborating facts like people or persons who are present during this time. Okay. So ito po, yung portion na sinasabi niyang bobo daw or mahina daw si VP Sara, pakita natin.
I got close with Attorney Ryan, who was previously a professor of SARA and former associate dean of SSC Law. He shared with me that Sara was not particularly good in school, was often struggling with her academics and habitually rude and violent to other students. Hence, Attorney Ryan used his influence in San Sebastian College of Law to ensure that Sara received passing grades despite her poor academic performance. So,
yan pa lang sinasabi niya noong 2020, utusan daw siya ni President Duterte to form a group for the campaign of Sara for President. Napaka-kumag nito. Paano maging katotohanan yan? Wala namang balak si Sara na tumakbo for president. At that time, in 2020, the PDP Laban was contemplating on a bongo PRRD ticket. Kami na mga malalapit kay PRRD, dahil anak niya si Sara, Governor Del Rosario, yung si Congressman Bautista, Claudy, even GMA, we're pushing, we're contemplating Sara Duterte to run for president. But she never had such ambition. Ayaw talaga ni Inday Sara. So how can this be true that this insane Madriaga would allege na si PRRD was saying na tatakbo si Sara? Hindi nga sila nag-uusap tungkol dyan. Sa pagtakbo ni Sara, tapos sasabihin mo, PRRD is asking you to form an organization for Sara's candidacy as early as 2020. So, this is terribly false. Itong pinagsasabi nitong katok na Madriaga na ito. So, Tapos sasabihin niya, sinabi daw nung attorney Kilala na bobo daw si Sara, tamad daw si Sara, at siya mismo daw ang lumakad para maipasa si Sara sa... How stupid is this? Ha? Oh, tapos siya lang ang nagkwento, this is hearsay. Mayroon bang testimony si Kilala na dapat pinatawag sana ng Kongreso? Oh, pero wala, hindi tinawag. Pinasalang lang itong basta-basta itong si Gunggong na Madriaga. Dapat imbis ipakuha yung mga bank certificate, dapat sana kumuha na sila ng corroborating witness. Dapat pinatawag yun si Kilala. O gaano ba katotoo itong sinasabi nito? Totoo ba na you interceded para makapasar si Sara? Totoo ba na sinabi mo dito sa gunggong na ito na bobo si Sara? Tulad dito, mayroong isang babae na nag-volunteer at nagsabi siya kung gaano ka talino at mabait at hindi tulad nitong sinasabi ni Madriaga na bully daw si Sara. Oh, ito, pakinggan natin ito.
I met her in 1995. She was my classmate in college. We took Bachelor of Science in Respiratory Therapy at San Pedro College. Nakita ko na sa kanya kung gaano siya ka matulungin. As an RT student, we do the nebulization sa mga asthmatic. There are really patients na hindi talaga afford. So, hindi na ma-nebulize. So, pupunta siya sa head ng pulmonary department. May sample tayo na nebule. So, pag meron, ibigay.
Sara spent 4 years of law school at the San Beda and her final year in San Sebastian.
Ang alam ko talagang magdodoktor. Kaya nga nag-medical eh. Especially when her mom got sick, she was really there. I don't want to be separated with my mom. That's why I built my house beside her house. Sara is authentic. Kita mo, hindi siya always nagsasalita. But when she talks, she means it.
The female version of her father.
That is the reason why she's very careful in her decision making. Because she is the family name Duterte. May reputation siya, may pangalan siya na kailangan protect. Hindi nakikita ng lahat ng tao yung tulong na ginagawa niya. Ang swerte ng Pilipinas, may Sara Duterte. Because I am a witness of how she helped people.
Ito sana, sample ito, na on the part of the Vice President na nilalait at binabowed mouth nitong may katok na Madriaga, at least may mga tao that supports the contrary statement of Madriaga. Pero si Madriaga, wala man lang na nagsuporta sa kanya yung kanyang daldal na may nagsabi, ako si Attorney Kilala, totoo yung sinasabi ni Madriaga na sinabi ko yan na mahina si Sara sa klase and so on so forth. Ako mismo ang lakad para makapasa siya. Walang ganun. And yet, nagpatuloy itong mga maleta boys ng House of Representatives. So, anong konklusyon na masasabi natin? Ito pa, tungkol sa bangko. Ito, pakinggan natin itong sinasabi ni Madriaga. Tungkol dyan sa inutusan daw siyang mag-withdraw ng mga pera sa bangko. Pakita natin.
On some occasions, PRD would call me to inform me that someone from the aforementioned bank would contact me to confirm a withdrawal or encashment. Of checks, there were also instances that where PRD would instruct me to personally visit the said banks to pick up the money and bring it to Malacanang or to the designated individuals. I distinctly remember that PRRD directed me on 3 separate occasions to pick up 100 million from a bank inside the mall in Lubao, Pampanga, which were all delivered to Malacanang. On another incident, I was informed by PRRD that the 2 land bank managers' check which were to be delivered to one of our safe houses in Eastwood, Quezon City, in the amounts of 84,200,000 pesos and 4,800,000 pesos, respectively, were issued under my name. Copies of the 2 land bank managers' checks are hereby attached as annexes A and A-1. 28. To prove the aforementioned allegations, I am willing to execute an affidavit, authorization, or any other document, and to perform all acts necessary for Committee on Justice of the House of Representatives or the courts to access the aforementioned bank accounts and all other bank accounts under my name.
Dito sa sinasabi niya, instructed daw siya ni President Duterte na mag-withdraw ng pera. Mayroon daw mga tao na pina-open ng account under his name at mag-withdraw daw siya at kunin daw niya yung pera, naka-ready na. Alam mo, he is trying to shortcut the banking system. That is not the reality. Halos I challenge the members of Congress kung pwede ba nilang magawa yan na somebody opens an account for them. Yung account na yan nasa pangalan mo pero wala kang specimen signature. Paano mo ilalagay yung account sa isang tao kung yung tao na yan ay hindi pumunta doon para pumirma, or kung mayroon mang nag-facilitate, pirma mo pa rin. So, paano naman sinasabi niya wala lang pirma siya, pero nakakapunta siya sa bangko at pick upin na lang niya yung pera? Ganun ba ang banking system? Napaka-stricto ng banking system natin. Kung mag-withdraw nga, mag-authorize ka ng tao, tatawagan ka pa ng bangko, sir, nandito yung representative. So, these are all, fantastic. Ito, pakinggan natin si Ted Pailon. In-interview niya itong sinungaling rin na abogado. Na kasabwat nitong lahat ng mga forgery at mga falsification itong mga statements na ito. These are all falsified. Ito, pakinggan natin yung interview kay Ted Pailon.
Ay sinasabi po siya dito na ikanya yung mga accounts na binuksan sa pangalan niya opened by people close to PRRD. Who are these people, attorney?
Ano po yan tinawagan siya na PRRD, may nabuksan ng bank account sa pangalan mo sa ganyang mga bangko, papasukan ng pera yan, mag-withdraw ka. Of course, we don't expect PRRD himself to open the bank account. May edad na yun, hindi yun pipila sa bangko para magpabukas. The most logical conclusion is that binuksan to ng mga tao na malapit sa dating Pangulo. Ang sabi sa kanya, may account ka dyan, pumunta ka, mag-withdraw ka. May papasukan ng pera yan. Nasa hinagap niya, dyan papasok yung pera for money laundering purposes.
So,
at ang Ted, linawin ko lang sabi nga niya, hindi ako nag-a-apply ng mga bank account opening dyan. Pag sinampi ng mga bank records na yan, wala kang makikita dyan na nag-fill up ako, yung mga submission ng mga, di ba pag nag-open tayo, di ba? Marami tayong pinipilapan. Hindi niya raw na-experience yan sa mga bankong yan. Basta may pera na lang dyan, may account siya.
So, yung mga specimen signature, hindi na hinihingi ng bangkong ito na binabanggit sa kanyang affidavit at ang nangyayari lang, tinatawagan siya mismo ni Presidente sa telepono, instructing
May
him
account ka na.
to go to the banks? Ganun po?
Yes, ganun na nangyayari. Sinasabi nga niya, minsan pag magwi-withdraw siya, hindi na siya pumipila katulad natin na uupo pa tayo, may number. Minsan daw pagdating niya ron naka-ready na yung pera, kukunin niya na lang doon sa manager, may pass i-receive niya.
Grabe itong abogado, itong palad na ito. Mas worse pa ito kay Madriaga eh. Abogado, si Madriaga hindi abogado eh. Ito abogado and yet he kowtowed to the statement of Madriaga and he's spreading it to Ted Filon and to many people nakakapakinig dito sa kanyang programa as gospel truth. Walang iya ka naman, Mr. Palad. Dapat nga malisbar ka eh. You're falsifying and making statements that is beyond reason. Napakawalang iya mong abogado, pare. Ha? Tinubayan mo ng gusto yung kliyente mo. Ha? Which is fantastic yung mga sinasabi. Pwede ka bang maka-open ng account? Ako, halimbawa, inutusan ako ni PRRD. Bilang political advisor, Jing, punta ka sa bangko. Mag-open ka ng account para kay Madriaga. So how can I open account in his name if walang signature sa kanya? The nature of an account is in the name of a person, that person must have a signature. Kasi paano siya makapag-withdraw? Alam nga naman, ako mag-open, nasa pangalan niya, once that bank account is open, under his name, wala na akong pakialam dyan. So, sino mag-withdraw for an SBF? Kasi sinasabi ni itong kumag na palad na ito, na pupunta na lang siya sa bangko at kukunin yung pera. Who will withdraw? When in fact, if you are the depositor, ikaw lang ang pwedeng mag-withdraw dyan. Nobody else. So, unless ito si Madriaga will authorize somebody else. Pero wala siyang specimen signature. So, these are all, alam mo, kung congressman ka, na seryoso ka sa trabaho mo, matino kang congressman, don't you think you will ask question? Madriaga, paano ka mag-withdraw? Kasi sabi mo, nilagay ni PRRD, sa pangalan mo, somebody open that account. Pero, where will I get, kung ako mag-open ng account, inutusan ako, hindi ba karapat dapat na sabihin ko sa kay Madriaga na, pare, ito yung form. Mayroon kang account na pinapaform ni PRRD. Kailangan ko ng specimen signature mo. Para mabalid yung account mo. Di ba? That is the basic. Because there is no bank that will, hihingian ka pa ng ID, hindi lang isa, dalawang ID para makapag-open ka. Parang niloloko mo yung banking system. Parang niloloko, and yet, in spite of this stupidity, itong abogado niya, is talking to Ted Filon as if naniniwala siya na these are possibilities na mangyayari. How can that be, Mr. Palad? Dapat nga, sa mga pinagdadaldal mo, dapat madisbar ka. Mark your word, pare. Sooner or later, there will be somebody who will file a disbarment case against you for spreading lies and make believe as if paniwalang-paniwala ka dito sa kliyente mo. Kaya nga, marami pa tayong pwedeng isa-isahin dito sa, to debunk all these claims of Madriaga. Pero ang bottom line nito, walang kaibahan ito, mga kababayan. Walang kaibahan ito doon sa Bicoy, doon sa Matubato, doon sa Las Cañas. These are all creation. Anong sinasabi ni Sabio nung Bicoy? Sinong gumawa nun? Walang iba kundi ito si Trillanes. couldn't this be again at Trillanes, De Lima, yung pare sa Ateneo, and maybe Lenny Robredo is part of this. This is a caper para they're desperate. These people are desperate. Dahil wala talaga silang chance. They have been struggling. Paano natin mapapatalo si Sara na hindi talaga natin matalo yan? Gumawa tayo ng make-believe. Gumawa tayo ng propaganda para talagang sirain natin. And ito yung magpatunay. Yung Bikoy, yun din yung modus operandi nila Trillanes nung una. Nasirain nila si President Duterte, but they were not successful because yung tao, si Bikoy, turned around and sinabi na sila Trillanes ang may pakulo. O ito, pakinggan natin ito si Attorney Sabio kung anong sinasabi niya tungkol dito kay Trillanes at itong pare at si Laila de Lima ito.
Ako nga pala si Bikoy. Hindi ko tunay na pangalan.
The Bikoy scandal erupted. I was recruited by Senator Trillanes to be the lawyer for Bikoy. That in itself is the last straw on this matter. Why? Senator Trillanes directed me to go to the ICC. And then he recruited me to become the lawyer for Bikoy, whom he claimed to have failed his vetting. Isn't that deception? Isn't that dishonesty? Using me in that shenanigan when before he directed me to go to the ICC? I cannot accept that.
So, yan po. Anong pangyayari? Anong sinasabi ni Bikoy? Basahin natin itong sinasabi ni Bikoy. Peter Jomel Albencola, known as Bikoy, claimed in 2019 that former Senator Antonio Trillanes IV and the Liberal Party were the masterminds behind the Ang Totoong Narcolist video series, which originally linked then President Rodrigo Duterte's family to the illegal drug trade. Advencola alleged that his initial claims against Duterte were scripted and that he was paid by the opposition to discredit the administration's candidates in the May 2019 election. Key points of Bikoy's statement against Trillanes. Ouster plot allegation. Advencola claimed in an affidavit that Trillanes and other opposition members plotted to unseat President Duterte, a plan referred to as Project Sodoma. After surfacing and surrendering to the Philippine National Police in 2019, Advencola stated that all his allegations in the videos were lies crafted by the Liberal Party and Trillanes. Meetings and support. He alleged that he met with Trillanes and other opposition figures to plan the release of the videos and that they provided him with accommodations and security. On May 23, 2019, he insisted that he was the man claimed in a hoodie in the 5 videos, and all the allegations he made were scripted and contained lies to discredit and damage the president. Okay. So, mga kababayan, anong diferensya nitong Madriaga at ni Bikoy? This is trademark. Trademark of Trillanes and the Liberal Party, allegedly. Why? Because lahat ng mga tungkol sa mga accounts ni Duterte, ginagawa na ni Trillanes yan noon pa, as early as right after Duterte won in 2016, 2017. Kinasangkalan pa nga niya yung ombudsman, yung si Deputy Ombudsman Carandang. Kinasangkalan pa niya. At kaya nga nakasuhan namin. Ako mismo ang nag-file ng kaso diyan sa kay Carandang na yan. For using the name of the anti-money laundering as the one which gave him the information na may pera si PRRD sa bangko, which was denied by the Anti-Money Laundering Council that they ever gave Carandang any information about that. But Carandang was found to have connived with Trillanes to use Trillanes allegation and repeated it in the media. Oh. So, kaya natanggal yan si Carandang ng Office of the President. Oh. Because of his alleged allegations which are untruth. So, yun po mga kababayan. Ito po lahat ay pwedeng panibago na naman na biko ito eh. Ha? And there are only certain people that are capable of doing this. Of course, ang ending nito kasi ay they will use the Committee on Justice to be their propaganda mechanism against the Vice President. They will summon other people na kasama sa plot nila to discredit the Vice President. Pero yung mga tao na karapat-dapat sana na magpatunay or mag-deny nitong mga dinadaldal nitong may katok na Madriaga, ay yun dapat ang aalamin nila. Tulad nung Attorney Kilala. Oh. Tulad nung si Colonel, yung mga aide ni Sara. Oh. Tulad ng mga, dapat yung mga cheque na may mga bank issuer. O may mga, yung bangko na pinagkukuhanan ng mga cheque na yan, which has found to be fake. Dapat ipatawag din yung mga bangko. Alam mo, doon pa lang sa painting, kung matino kang congressman, dapat ididikdik mo na siya. Kasi, doon pa lang, sinasabi niya, mayroon siyang scholar sa Laguna. Bakit hindi ipatawag yung scholar na yan? Why would not he mention the name? Tapos, itatanong ng member ng Congress kung gaano ba katotoo na marunong mag-painting yung ano na yan. Pwede nilang paggawin ng painting uli. So, ang daming pwedeng gawin para lang to prove or disprove the allegation. But they took the monologue of Madriaga, hook, line, and sinker. And they even emphasized, they took emphasis, importance doon sa pag-iyak-iyak pa nitong kulukoy na Madriaga na ito. Kala mo, totoong star witness, false witness ito. Perjured witness. And so on and so forth. So, yun po mga kababayan. Marami pa po tayo sanang isa-isahin doon sa mga statement ni Madriaga na pwede nating i-debunk one by one. And in our next episode, we will see to it that we will be able to debunk all the claims of this Madriaga. So magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. But ito po ang ano ko lang, itong Attorney Palad, with due respect, he deserves to be disbarred. He deserves to be disbarred and never allowed to practice. Can you imagine? I-advise mo yung kliyente tungkol sa he did not even debunk his claim on the banking system. Pwede ba yung wala kang pirma doon sa account mo, makaka-withdraw ka, or you can have somebody withdraw it? Ano yan? Kaya kailangan mapatawag yung bangko because that bank should be closed kung ginawa nila yung ganung klaseng maniobra na they can just get money out of of the account of this guy. Tapos wala siyang specimen signature na binigay doon. He did not even open the account and yet they can withdraw from this account. Anong klaseng bangko yan? That bank must be closed. Because this is against the bank laws, bank regulation. Kung ganun man, kung may makatotohanan man ito. Pero anong ginawa ng Kongreso? Ito dapat ang kailangan ipasumpina nila, yung mga bank managers that supposedly allow the withdrawal of cash kung gaano ba katotoo. O patunayan yung mga cheque na galing ba talaga sa bangko yan? Was it really drawn from the same bank? Ito dapat ang ginawa ng House of Representatives para mapatunayan na anong sinasabi nito. Pero hindi, ang ginagawa nila yung bank account ni Vice President, which is against the bank secrecy law. And yet, they ignore the fact that certain officials of the banks may have committed wrongdoing, granting na totoo itong pinagsasabi ni Madriaga. Pero with due respect, these are all make-believe. Mga katalantaduhan lang talaga ito nitong mga people who were the inventors of the Bicoy, Las Cañas, and Matubato caper. Ito lang po ang katotohanan dito. So magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat.